Hi, my name is Eric Feurstein. I'm the game director for Midnight Murder Club.
I'm Doug Applewhite. I'm lead engineer at Midnight Murder Club.
And today we wanted to talk about the roadmap and community feedback. I think we paid off on our promise of making weirder wildcards.
So my mind went to bodily malfunctions.
Okay, sure. That makes sense.
When you said weird wildcards. That is the weirdest for sure.
The bodily malfunctions card being when that gets played, your character will...
Make themselves heard.
Burp, fart, cough, hiccup, all in the dark. So you could be hiding behind a couch in your perfect little hiding spot, waiting for someone to walk into the room, and then your character will let a big old fart, giving your position away.
I'll say minutes, but possibly hours of meetings we had about, well, what else could they hiccup? What about tummy gurgling and borborygmi and weird tummy noises? And maybe they should all fart? No, maybe only one person should fart. How often is a funny fart? If you do it too often, is it not funny anymore? And I
think it is a very unique thing to very unique industries where you do end up having multiple meetings where everybody in that meeting says the word fart multiple times.
But it speaks, I think, the fun of Wildcard to me, of just anything can go in there and make it wild. And I think the reception has been good because, we also have Infection, which is more of a rules-based and a little less gassy.
Infection was a card that I really pushed for because I thought it would be really fun and really tense. And actually, I didn't think it was going to be really tense, but it turns out that it's more tense than I thought. It's a free-for-all. Everybody's on their own team, and if you kill another person, they respawn on your team, and the idea is that you want to kill everybody to put them all on your team, and then the person with the most kills wins. It's really fun to be hanging out with a teammate, get shot, and then respawn, and now you're like running through that mansion shouting their name, looking for them. We'll play Infection, and then Bodily Malfunction, and Will-O-Wisps that add a whole bunch of, these floating light balls to the mansion, so it's like, I shouldn't feel so tense, because the game is a little silly right now. But I'm alone in that room, and I know as soon as I get shot, I'm going to be on another person's team. But I want them to be on my team. I want my team to win. So it's just weird. It's very weird to be so scared in the dark and then have your character casually fart. And it's like, no, keep that in. We have to survive.
I think it's been fun on the nerdy data side is we have what we call telemetry, where the game is telling us information. And so we actually know when different cards are being played and how often they're being played. And it was fun to see the distribution of cards, see how they filter up. And some go to the bottom and okay, clearly people didn't like those. Other people bubble to the top. It gives us good ideas what to do next. Like, they like this kind of card. They don't like that kind of card. That makes me think this kind of card. And I think we see also how many people are in which game mode. And it was fun to see this bump in Wildcard when the update went out of sort of, new Wildcards. And I don't know if it attracted new people who hadn't played Wildcards before. And like, what is all this? Let me try it.
So that's what has come out and what's coming out next. And it's probably no surprise that we're going to be doing more wildcards. But as well, we're making a PvE game mode. And there's a big design for this, but we're going to start slow just to see what we can do and how people play with it, and as we can get a lot of information from people. We're taking headhunters, and we're making the two devils, the people that hunt you down to try to stop you from finding skulls and destroying them, and we're turning them into bots. So you can play many different ways. It's you and one other person. So it's 2 humans versus the bots. And you can play against 1 bot, 2 bot, 3, or 4 bot. Obviously, it gets more intense the more bots you add. So the idea is you and a friend, you go in, you look for those skulls, you destroy them to destroy the totems, and the whole time you're being harassed by these bots. We made them a little more aggressive. I don't know if you have anything to say about that, Doug?
Yeah, so we had a bot mode already where the bots would play in free-for-all and team deathmatch. So they knew how to run around, kind of be good teammates, hopefully, and shoot each other as enemies or shoot the players. And so they knew how to navigate the mansion, open doors, run around. Part of the update was teaching them how to use toys a bit, and so that they knew how to, if they picked up a machine gun, use a machine gun. They would be distracted by a mannequin that was placed. They might shoot that guy instead of you, which is nice. Then it was sort of, okay, let's teach them how to be devils. And so what's nice is it's kind of similar in that they're just looking for players to kill. They have night vision, which bots have learned how to use and be aware of that. They have Molotov cocktails to throw, which bots know how to do that. The first thought was, this will be easy. We'll just throw them in there and we're done. Like, boom. Problem is we need to teach them about the totems and how to deal with that, because without that, the bots just kind of wander the mansion looking for maybe somebody to kill, and then they would stumble upon somebody and kill it. Meanwhile, the human players over destroying all the totems and just winning. So we taught the mannequins about totems and that, hey, there's a totem being destroyed. You might want to go there quickly and defend it. And so they learned how to do that better and go defend these totems. And that made them much more aggressive. And if they're otherwise bored, instead of just wandering randomly, they'd sort of wander between the totems so that they would sort of just kind of keep an eye on things. If someone happens to be there, they'd at least be on their way, hopefully. So adding those made them much harder. I am not good at this game, but I also have come nowhere near beating 1v4.
Yeah, they're pretty good. It's really funny to be alone in that mansion knowing that there's 4 people hunting you. To hear them shouting when they hear a sound, like every little sound you make, to hear like 3 people go, huh? It's like, oh my God, I am surrounded. When you break skulls, they come running from wherever they are to try to stop you.
And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but we changed them to be they were too good, and we changed them from being full devils to remove their night vision. And so they actually will be slightly different than the PvP Headhunters mode in that they will use their flashlights. They will navigate around. If their flashlight's off, they're a little less good at navigating. When they turn their flashlights on, they're a little better. So they still will head for you. They will still hunt you down. But before, they would tend to come in a room and shoot you. And now there's at least a chance they're going to come in a room, have to have a light on and find you. They're a little bit slower navigating the mansion because they're going to have their light off sometimes and might bump into walls and things. So we nerfed them a little bit to make it a little easier.
Yeah, we found that when the devils had night vision and it was against the computer, it wasn't fun. It wasn't fun to get shot by a guy who is a robot and is hiding in the shadows. It also kind of betrayed the light dark gameplay in a way that we didn't really like, which is fine when you're playing against humans and playing against your friends, because, you know, like, oh, I know that's Doug in the shadows and I can hear how his voice is being changed by the devil voice, and like, that's fun. But when it's a bot, it wasn't really fun. So we turned their flashlights back on, and it really, again, I really do think it adds to the hunt feeling of when you run through a room and you run past a window and you see a flashlight turn on and like turn to you. It's great. It's such a unique little feeling. I love it.
And thanks to Matt, our audio designer, the devils sound like devils, even though they're bots, which is awesome. So they have that evil, demonic voice to them, which is...
We just did a playtest yesterday where we played this PvE game mode, and that was the first time I heard them with the devil voices, and it was great. Like, I think Doug and I, we were just testing something, and we jumped in to just test it, and I started playing. And he's like, "Are we playing?" It's like, I want to hear their voices. I want to hear their voices. And then it's very difficult to stop shooting them. Speaking of playtests, we also did a playtest of the new wildcards, the wildcards that are be coming out in the next update, with the Shadow Society. What's the Shadow Society, he asks. The Shadow Society is a group of people, you can sign up for it, it's free, who get to play very early versions of the work that we're making. So they jumped in and played a couple of rounds of this new PvE game mode, and tomorrow, I believe, we are having a playtest of the brand new wildcards. So head on over to our Discord, and you can sign up for the Shadow Society, and you can play very early versions of the game, get some feedback in for us, help us make the game even better. And we'd be very much appreciative. We love it. We love it playing with people.
And additionally, we've also started just recently streaming some of our internal dev play sessions. So we are making the game, but we also have to play it to know what's working, what isn't working, what's fun, what isn't fun, and all that. And so we have regular play sessions, as we call them internally, and we all get in and play. Sometimes it's really boring, and it's like, let's all go in this room and shoot each other. Let's go a room in this and shoot each other here. Sometimes it's, let's just play and see what comes out of it. And then it might be like, okay, stop, everyone, time out. Don't shoot. I'm testing something. But we started trying to stream those. And so it's an unofficial schedule that on Fridays we will stream some amount of that, and it's going to be us working. And so it will be, here's a new wildcard idea. What do you think? And we will try it. Oops, it's super buggy. What's the other wildcard we're trying? Oh, let's try this. Everybody get in the same room. Let's see if it's working. Let's see if it isn't working. That's kind of fun. Well, does it work this way? Ooh, it doesn't, but we should make sure that works. Or let's maybe play a quick round and see how it plays when we're actually trying to kill each other. And so sort of show how game dev works to everybody. Show what our process is. It streams live, and so we will have someone monitoring the chat. And so if chat's saying, I'm confused, what is this? How does this work? And you show us that again, that looks cool. We'll be there listening to it too. And so that'll be sort of a fun inside information on how we're making the game.
Yeah, if you're ever curious for a peek behind the scenes of game dev, come on in.
It ain't always pretty.
It ain't always pretty. But so that's what we got coming up. And we've got a bunch more surprises in the future. And if you want to learn more about that, head to our Discord where you can learn more about the Shadow Society and you can join that and play in early builds of the game. You can find out our streaming schedule and you can just ask us any question you want. We're trying to be extremely open about making this game. So ask any question you want and we'll try to answer it as best as we can.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Yeah, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it.